At this point, I don't think the Drake and Kendrick beef will ever end. Look, it's been well over a year and some change, and while we haven't gotten new direct diss tracks, there's definitely been shots fired by Kendrick in recent releases. There's been shots fired by Drake in recent releases, and I think it's no coincidence that while Kendrick is on tour, also playing venues in the UK, Drake took on Wireless Festival, played 3 days straight in the UK. They are both in Europe at the exact same time. I went to the Kendrick concert, did a full review, full breakdown of it, as you guys know, and he did not let his foot off the pedal at all in terms of his diss tracks of Euphoria, in terms of trolling Drake and the Deposition. You had a little bit of Wayne thrown in there as well, in terms of the Not Like Us release and the statements that he made on that stage. Like, there was no altering Kendrick's show. There was no adjusting over time, since it's been months now. Like, you have a chance to reset before you hit foreign soil. You have a chance to, make some alterations if you want to make alterations. And it seems like as the lawsuit hangs as the big elephant in the room, as all these conversations continue to swirl, the controversies, both camps are really entrenched. The fans continue to go back and forth. This is the new sort of hyper-polarized world of hip-hop that we live in. It feels like a presidential election. It really does. Like your entire life, meaning who you are, is defined by which camp you sit in. Are you Team Kendrick? Are you Team Drake? And guess what? Drake is not letting down either. Drake is continuing to fire shots, and he has made his own headlines from Wireless Festival. Now look, one of the reasons that Drake has had such longevity in the game and managed to always stay in the conversations is because he understands how to play the marketing game. And one of the things he started doing recently is really tapping into the live stream space, whether it's going on live streams. We've seen the Aiden Ross streams, whether it's tapping in with streamers like Kai Cenat, inviting them out to his Wireless Festival, or even how he just rolled out the announcement for his new album and rolling out the new track, What Did I Miss, and doing his own version of a live stream. He continues to find ways to maneuver, to continue the headline spinning, to continue the controversy going. And this was a moment here captured by Aiden Ross, who, surprise, surprise, was there, that's really interesting in terms of how Drake interacts with the crowd. So let's dive into this, because this is the F Kendrick chant.
Opportunity I've ever been given. 3 nights in a row. 3 nights headlining.
I don't know.
3 different sets.
I can't tell.
3 different vibes. You name another artist that can do it and bring them up here. We can clash right now. Anybody?
Interesting choice of words using clash, because obviously we know Skepta. And what has also been hitting the headlines is him trying to clash, trying to call out American MCs, trying to set up this big UK, USA battle. So Drake and his word choice, here we go, coding in the language of the UK, saying we can clash right now. And I can't help but feel like you know what's underneath of that. You know what's underneath of that, because the crowd is about to pick up on it.
That's what I'm here for.
Nobody, only Drake.
I'm here for y'all tonight. Matter of fact, you know what?
It's non-existent.
Just
Hey man, sometimes you gotta slurp. I need that chain. Yeah. Yes. Fuck Kendrick! Fuck Kendrick!
Obviously, you have to ignore Aiden Ross's comments because he's choking a little bit. Unfortunately, he's got things in his mouth. But you get the crowd here. You get the crowd picking up. What are they doing?
Yes.
Look at this smile. Drake hears it. Pulling out the in-ears. Nah, I really need to take this in. When the artist pulls out the in-ears on stage.
Fuck Kendrick! Fuck Kendrick! Fuck Kendrick!
You know what? Chubbs, grab me a shot. I'll drink to that. Grab me an opportunity I've ever been given.
Grab me a shot. I will drink to that. Yeah, you talk about bars and shots fired, doubling down right there. That's how Drake responds to the F Kendrick. But honestly, I mean, this is going to be scrutinized. This is already being talked about. Everybody's looking into this on the internet. But think about it. If you've been in a beef and you've been in a battle with an artist and it got as intense as the Drake and Kendrick beef has gotten, right? If you're on a stage and your crowd all of a sudden starts going, F your op, of course you're going to lean into it. Of course you're going to go, you know what? Yeah, that's right. You're going to acknowledge it in some way. It's not like you're going to brush it aside and carry on. So, the narratives that are attacking Drake for not brushing it aside, for not getting on with the show, like at the end of the day, the crowd had this moment. The crowd decided it was time to go F Kendrick. And like I said, like, I think it really needs to be studied now, just the hyperpolarization that we're seeing with this beef. between the camps, but between the division, really, and especially between the fan bases. And I think sometimes there's a reason why fan is short for fanatic, because I think that there are unhealthy obsessions, and it's getting to the point, seriously, on both sides with both of them. And maybe I don't help because I continue to cover it, but at the end of the day, as reactors, as people reacting to this space, we're going to react to what's headlining. We're going to react to what's popular, towards what is getting clicks, because we're trying to create livelihoods out of this. We're trying to keep our channels floating in the algorithm, and me especially, when you have all these record labels trying to suppress me, trying to take away the power and reach of my channel. But one of the reasons that we keep covering this is because this is the most prominent story and continues to be in the here and now between Drake and Kendrick. And like I talked about as we've broken down this beef, one of the reasons I try to stay up to date with this is because I could see us eventually getting to a round two. I think if a round two does happen, obviously Drake has been digging around trying to really get some dirt on Kendrick that he can use. And there are rumors for a reason, but there's credence to the rumors in terms of him offering Bitcoin, trying to get any valuable information. And I think Kendrick obviously has more diss tracks tucked away. He's alluded to that. We know that he went in, and interviews have given away that, he recorded a bunch of tracks basically. And it was just kind of just pick from the library how you want to fire back and go in and tweak it and deal with Drake and then respond. And he was playing chess. And it really felt like going into the battle, he was definitely more well prepared for the battle than Drake was. And he was more ready. And if that battle went 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds, Kendrick would have easily kept going. And Kendrick really has that creativity too. Kendrick can look at the same situation from 10, 12, 15 different angles, right? And he can approach it in so many different ways. And that's where the benefits of who he is as an artist helps him in a battle if you're going deep in a battle, if you're going deep into the shot clock. And I feel like one of those strategies that Kendrick had to keep dropping on top of Drake, to keep pushing him, was to exhaust Drake, right? Was to wear him out. And Kendrick had the stamina because Kendrick was ready. And you saw that Drake did get exhausted. And I feel like Drake definitely still now has regrets from the battle that he didn't continue to push, that he didn't continue to keep going. I feel like he's tried to learn a lot from the battle, but I don't think he would walk into another battle with Kendrick unless he really felt like he had some nuclear weapon type of information to drop on him. Because now he knows, Kendrick has showed him. Kendrick is like a pit. Once he bites, he's not letting go. He's taking you all the way. So you have to be prepared for that war. So I think we're going to continue to get is Drake doing what he likes to do with his ops. Continue to troll. And it never stops. I think we'll continue to get indirect Kendrick disses. We'll get some direct Kendrick disses. Just throw away lines alluding to the beef, alluding to the battle, just like we had on What Did I Miss? That was sort of a typical Drake response, right? To have that just nod to it, to act like it's not getting to him, to fire his shots in a certain way, but it's kind of indirect. You kind of read in between the lines. Drake going after the people who backstabbed him, the people who betrayed him, because they linked up with who? The pussy. Who's the pussy? Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to go, he's calling Kendrick a pussy. And then, of course, you have the live streams when he has a little bit of a nod to Kendrick. And then now at his show, right, when he goes, I'll take a shot to that. All cheers to that. He's encouraging this type of behavior from the crowd. He's encouraging his audience and his fan base to continue the F Kendrick. If the beef is truly over, someone is truly done with a battle, you don't do behavior like this. You don't do this, right? Drake obviously still has a bone to pick. He still has issues. And you're going to continue to get situations like this. And on the flip side of things, again, I was there at that Kendrick show. Kendrick is not letting up either, right? Kendrick still has issues with Drake. Kendrick will continue to turn the screw on Drake from his side of things. And I think this is going to continue to be what dominates a lot of headlines, what we continue to talk about, because it was the biggest rap beef, the biggest rap battle that we have seen in the modern era, with social media, with the clicks, with the attention, with just the reach of it. And now obviously the far reaching implications, not like us hit the Super Bowl, not like us swept the Grammys. Drake is now at a headline festival playing 3 days. And here he is taking shots. Cheers into F Kendrick. But speaking of Drake taking shots, not letting go of feuds, not letting go of beefs. We had the Fighting Irish freestyle that he dropped. You have another player in the game as a fallout from this Kendrick situation. in terms of LeBron James, who's also getting smoke, who's also continuing to get hate from Drake. Check this out.
I just sweat it out. That's because I'm gone. I didn't know I'm gone. I go from 6 to 23, but now I'm gone. He's just gone. Oh, that was
Now,
crazy.
he did this on his Australia tour as well, where he modified these lyrics, going from 6 to 23. The original lines are like LeBron, but in this case, he's changed it to not LeBron. Petty Drake is back. This 6 to 23, LeBron James, when he was playing for Miami, wore number 6 because 23 from Michael Jordan was retired. And then once LeBron came back to Cleveland, right, he assumed the 23. So 6 to 23 versus Drake. Going from the 6 from Toronto to 23, having his own Nike deal, a home of Air Jordan. Going to 23, feeling like he's setting records like Michael, but really interesting just to modify that one lyric. Just to let him know, hey, this is the fallout. This is the crash out. And I'm not letting go anytime soon. You know, Mr. Iceman, who wants to continue to portray himself as unbothered, right? As not letting things get to him and touch him, that it's business as usual. I'm going to keep dropping. I'm going to keep doing what I do. No, there are definitely things that are bothering him. There are definitely things that are getting him, and he's going to continue to fire his shots, to troll, to do what he does. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. I mean, again, like really interesting some of the moves that Drake is trying to make now. He brought out Dave. Shout out to Dave, man. I'm a huge Dave fan. Brought out Central C as well. Brought out Cinch. Brought out Skepta. Stirring the pot even more on the UK-USA clash. And really trying to position himself and surround himself culturally in the UK and strengthen his position. Whereas Kendrick didn't bring out anyone surprising from the UK. You know, didn't do that at his headlines. Just focused on him, focused on his art and his music. And it feels like, you know, Drake, again, is trying to outmaneuver Kendrick in other ways and really play the PR game and play the narrative game. And I think that's how he's going to continue to weaponize. That's what he's going to continue to do. We know he thrives on social media. He thrives in that realm, in that game, whereas Kendrick likes to stay withdrawn from socials, likes to just focus on the art and what he creates. And I think that's going to be the battleground that you really see Drake continue to try to utilize, continue to try to attack Kendrick and go after him in that way. But anyways, as always, thank you guys for staying with me, for rocking with me, for the coverage. As always, please try to behave in the comment section. I just ask for one favor. Treat others the way that you yourself want to be treated. Treat them with respect. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Don't forget to copy merch, knoxhilldmv.com. We got hats, we got shirts, we got hoodies, everything you need. Support the channel, rep the brand. It goes a long way. Subscribe, notifications on. I'll catch you again.
Sit down, sit down. I'm like, wow, how we do it like that? Like, wow, how we do it like that? Like, wow, how we do it like that? Like, wow, better sit